What's going on, guys? We are back once again, and first off, apologies for the late video because a lot of things been going on. Been moving, trying to get everything situated. Wi-Fi and everything. So I have not had time to just sit and be able to watch everything. Now I will say that Halo, it's been an up and down battle for me to watch and be able to try to enjoy. Now I will say this episode had its good and bad throughout the entirety of this episode because this was more of a filler episode than it was of a action episode, because I know last week was a lot better, and I think a lot of people will agree with me on that, because the entirety of this episode was more focused on the, I would say, coming to terms with what Halsey did to Master Chief, because the entirety of this episode, he's literally so angry he wants to kill her. He even tries to kill her with radiation, and Cortana actually comes to terms with him to actually stop him. And when this happens, she even gets him to understand, hey, guess what, you did the right thing. And even then, a lot of crazy things going on with the committee as well, because the committee is wanting to take over the Spartan program and be able to control what they do and what's going on within the terms of the Spartan program and everybody else. Now, the main one of the community, she wants Halsey gone, and when they try to interview Halsey, Halsey gives them, her normal spiel, and then finally she tells John what she did, obviously replacing the actual kids with clones, which again was in, the game and the books, and, anything that anybody knows about Halo, that is what Dr. Halsey did. She did when she took the kids, she replaced them with flash clones. They wouldn't last very long, they would deteriorate, and they would die, and everyone assumed that their children died. Now, the one Kai, she does recover. She reports back to duty, and she considers wanting to talk to her fellow soldiers, the other two Spartans, but then she rethinks, okay, the only one I can really trust maybe at the moment, and the only one that would understand how I'm feeling is, of course, John, Master Chief. So she doesn't really say a whole lot, and then, of course, John does tell her things that he did find out about Halsey and what happened to them when they were children, and she's like, I don't know what to do, and he says, just get better, I'm going to need you, and he does not know what to do with the one that it was held by the Covenant. Again, she could be another reclaimer like he is. Don't know if she's some type of relation to him or she's out of 1 out of a billion. Don't know, but they are almost exactly alike, because we do see where at the very end of the episode where he goes to the artifact once again, he touches it, and they both go into like a comatose state almost of a seizure, and they somehow have the same symptoms, and then when this happens, they end up on Halo, almost in a non-physical world of Halo before. And again, this was not in the game. You guys should know when they left for Reach, and after the events of Reach, they found Halo. They had to drop on there due to a Covenant attack. So again, don't know how this is going to be involved due to the events of Halo, the very first game, because again, they're not really going to the events of Halo. Again, I do like them being on Reach. It really goes back into the old school of Halo just a little bit with them being on Reach. But again, there's just things I really wish that they would not put in term, because they even try to have like a daughter, so-called daughter, mother moment with Halsey and Miranda, which again, they were never related. So again, I'm going to say that every time I do a review. They were never related. Anyone thinks they were related really needs to relook at Halo. But again, Halsey uses her once again so she can still keep control, because they give Miranda full range over her lab and everything that Halsey had that she was not going to give to her anyway. And of course, Halsey being Halsey, she wants to be in control, and she somehow uses Miranda to her own advantage by scanning her eye, so that way she can still access her own lab, be able to access Cortana, be able to access everything, including John 117. So again, there is a lot of different things that goes into this episode, showing why Halsey is the way she is. She's one of those that she's going to do all kind of dirty things to be able to do what she wants, but still say it's good of humanity, and be able to also see different things going on within UNSC. A lot of scandalous going on, especially with the Spartan program, and also things that they're wanting to hide, and also if Master Chief is still their greatest weapon, and also if they're going to be using him for the war. And even then, a lot of ones are wondering if the one that they're going to, everyone thinks that obviously she was not a prisoner, that she is actually an undercover agent for the Covenant, which again she is, and everyone's not stupid that she could be a an enemy, which more than likely, of course she is. But now with this being somehow them having some shared moment between Chief and this woman, now it's going to be even more interesting, because is it okay? Is it to where John is going to have feelings for her, or is there some kind of other relation to her? What exactly is this relation to this unknown woman, other than that she was abducted by the Covenant and she was so-called saved by the Covenant in her own words because of how the way she was treated when she was younger? So again, don't know exactly how they're going to do this. I don't know exactly how they're going to do the story. Some of this I am enjoying, some of this I'm not enjoying, because I think they could do a lot better in the story, especially with the writing, the character progression. Again, I'm willing to give the one that plays Master Chief a chance, but again, it just makes it harder when he's out of character so much, because again, no one is used to seeing Chief without his his helmet, because we're not used to it. So again, a lot of people are like, oh, well, you saw, there's been so much controversy with this show. And again, the controversy is just going to keep building up. Now, again, if the show does well, the show does well. If it bombs, it bombs. Again, there's a lot of back and forth with the show. As a Halo fan, I'm hoping that it gets better. It's like you get a good episode and then you get a horrible episode, and it just goes back and forth, back and forth. And I'm hoping that sooner or later it's going to just astound, fans. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. But again, those are my thoughts. What do you guys think? Please let me know down in the comments down below. If you guys are enjoying your day, hope you guys are enjoying your night. Once again, I apologize for the late review, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'll see you soon.